Hello everyone. So today in this video I am completing one of my childhood dream, that is assembling my own PC. Now this might not be a very new thing for you because there are lots of video available in the YouTube or any kind of a social media about this building part. But what's special in these all things is I am not building a day-to-day use PC, or you can say a normal PC or something like that, though the parts are the same, but this gonna be used as my home server. So what I gonna do with all those things, I will create a bare bones server out of the commonly available, and what you can say, if you mention it correctly, the cheapest possible option available to build a good quality home server setup, where you can learn networking, operating system, how it works, how virtual computer works, how hypervisor work, how Kubernetes work, Docker work, anything, any infrastructural technology that you can think of, you can learn using this kind of a server. So let's start building this PC. Now let me show you what all components we require to build this PC. So there is no enclosure or something like that for this server because I want to be mounting this in my own kind of a server rack. So first let's start with the heart of this project. So this is the CPU. So don't look at the box enclosure. I have picked one refurbished piece CPU. It is not i7. The refurbished CPU is basically, let me show you by bringing it out. So this is the first component, the brain of our PC. So let me throw it out. So this is the what you can say processor, very well packaged, and this is a CPU fan. You can see the quality. With the quality, this is not the original one. Okay, it is a refurbished product. So yeah, this is a CPU fan with a fake Intel what you can say logo and all those things. Other than that, this is the processor, and the processor already came out. So let me throw this away. So if you check, and with the quality of the processor, you can already tell me that this is not a, what you can say, out of the box new processor. This is a refurbished one, but the quality is pretty good. So this is the i3 processor, i3 8th gen processor, which have 4 core and 4 threads, with 40 nanometer technology. And also the TDP of this processor is very good. It is only 25 watt, but the best part is the clock frequency. It is clocked at, if you can see clearly, it is clocked at 310 gigahertz. So that is a very good thing. So let me put it safely in some other place. So this is a very low budget motherboard, you can say, because it is coming from the family of Zebronics, which is an Indian brand manufacturing all the PC related products very cheaply. This is a standard thing that that came with a new motherboard. Actually the motherboard is new. So this is what you can say standoffs, that stencil or kind of a IO port shield that you can connect with the enclosure, but we are not using it in enclosure. So let me put it aside. This is SATA cable, and other than that, this is a driver CD, which I don't want because I am using Linux. So why I choose this particular motherboard out on top of any other thing, I will also explain that in this video. But let's unwrap it. You can see this is a fresh new motherboard and it is factory fresh. So let's continue unwrapping the other things. Then I will bring this thing again in the picture. Now this is the RAM. So this is a DDR4 8 GB RAM. So this is a Crucial hard disk. It is having NVMe hard disk. So this is much faster than a SATA disk because it is directly connecting to the motherboard. Other than that, we have the power supply. So this is a Zebronics power supply, again natively Indian brand who is reselling Chinese products. But what good is that this is smaller form factor than the regular what you can say power supply that are available in the market. So this is the all the components. Other than that, we have a small heat sink paste, heat what you can say, this thermal paste, sorry, this is a thermal paste that we're gonna use on this build. We have to put some thermal conductive element from the processor and those things, so that the thermal what you can say the heat and all those things that are generated through the processor can transmit properly to this what you can say fancy grills, and eventually that got eliminated from the processor, so that the processor will not struggle running all those stuff that you throw into it. Let's start building the thing. Okay, so let me bring the first thing, the hero element of our build, the motherboard. And to put to bring a brain in this motherboard, we need the processor. Now how to insert this thing in a motherboard, it is very common thing. I have seen a lots of video about it, so I don't think so I have to mention all those things, but still let me put so first of all I gently remove this cover. Okay, now if you can see in this motherboard, you can see here there is a small notch. You can see, if you can see the small notch, and similarly a notch is also there in our processor. You can see this one. So I gently put this inside this, and if everything is okay, it will fit snug on that part, and we have to just push it like this, and voila, the processor is in its place. Now let's bring the RAM. Okay, so you have seen this kind of a DIMM slots. So this is a desktop style RAM. So there are some logics are there behind putting which slot first and all those things, but I don't know actually in this point of time because I haven't read the manual. Still, let's try. So you have to pull these tabs aside. You have to align this cut to the motherboard's RAM slot cut. You have to gently press it. Okay, you hear that small sound, that means it went to the port properly and everything is snug. Let's proceed ahead. Now the storage part of this PC. So let's put this NVMe drive. So here in this motherboard, the main reason why I choose this motherboard is obviously it supports all the other refurbished products, but on top of that, this motherboard have inbuilt support for this NVMe drive, which is not present in the Gigabyte motherboard or the other motherboards, or even also in the MSI motherboard. I have also checked those things, but it is not there. So just press it down, press it, insert it, and tight this with the screwdriver. Yeah, so finally it's tight, it's not moving. Good. Now let me move it and put some generous amount of thermal paste. You have to put it in the middle, and it will spread its own when you put the heat shrink. You can see. Okay, so if I bring this up, you can see here in the motherboard we have written as CPU fan. So that is actually the place where we will put the CPU fan connector, but before that we have to place the CPU fan. Now we have some flimsy connectors. Okay, fine, it looks good. Okay, fine, it's good. You have to push it, I guess. Okay, so finally the CPU fan is in place. We have to connect this. So this is how the fan wire went. Now let's bring up this motherboard power supply. So yeah, you can see this is pretty straightforward because you have seen this kind of a big connector only in one place. Just push it and it has a lock and it's stuck in its place. Also, you can bring this 4-pin connector that is actually power up the CPU. So as you can see, the manual is already here, just because there are some confusion on the power supply side, because it has, if I show you properly, we have from this power supply a 4-pin power connector for the CPU, but this motherboard have a 8-pin CPU connector. You can see on the top is this one. So that creates some confusion, but all the connection means all the CPU power pins are actually either ground or 12 volts. So it is pretty safe. We can use this 4-pin connector as well, because it is the same power supply, and it will get the same power. Now the final stage, we have to bring our monitor in place and we have to connect the power. So for this, let me bring this power supply in live. I just connected a AC power supply to it. So, and from that manual, I have to go through a lot, and after that finally I found out that how to power on this this entire motherboard, because I don't have an enclosure, so there is no power switch. So I have to do this using a tweezer. Not recommended, not safe, but yeah, we have to do that. So let me just power this thing up. Okay, so I have connected the power supply. Nothing is burning, nothing is heating. I guess not this one as well. Yeah, so yes, everything is good. This is a very risky way to check all those things, but yeah, this is the way I work, so no issue. So you can see this is how the thing look. I have to bring another thing, that is a HDMI connector. Put it so it has all the actually recommended connector or ports. Also I have to put my mechanical keyboard in picture, because we have to check whether this boots up properly or not. As you can, I have already told you the OS related part is not shown in this video. I just complete the video with a good post screen, and if you know what post is, then good. If you don't know, then it is actually a standardized process. If the hardware detects all the things properly, it should show something in the display. That's the main logic of this whole build. So yeah, so wish me luck. Let me start this board. Okay, I have to confirm before shorting up anything that I am doing the thing correctly. So let me open this manual, and you can see which port is for the power. You can see the power switch is the port from that cutout, right? Okay, good, we are good. Let's power it up. So as soon as I will touch this thing, the CPU fan should start and the power supply fan should also start. Let me do that. Yeah, the power supply and CPU, both the fans are now running. So we should see a screen and it's getting the signal. The keyboard is also working. Let's wait why it is taking so long. Okay, we have a proper build. Congratulations to me. Obviously there is nothing burning, nothing went wrong, and it's a success. So I will come up again with the later part of this video, as this is not complete yet, and I want to keep this as a memory of my completing of my childhood dream. So yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you are watching, bye.